second now. We should always have Jeopardy music.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could probably sing along.
I could sing the Jeopardy song.
Nadia's in the background. Not probably, definitely. What's up, y'all? John Melton coming to you live inside the social retail changing the game community. And I am so excited, per usual, but extra excited today. Why? Because I have an absolute icon, a legend inside of not just Modere, but all of network marketing. Margie Aliprandi in the house. Y'all, listen, this is kind of crazy. She got started in this company before it was even Modere. Way back when, 1989, correct, Margie?
Yes, 1989.
So she's technically been with one company since 1989. Yes, there's been changes over the years, many enhancements. She has an international empire, and she has been with this company since, literally think about that, since the 80s, technically. That just sounds awesome.
I know.
She's built a
Some of the people weren't even born then. Right.
I was 9. I was 9 years old. So definitely before my time. But it's crazy because I've been in network marketing now over 20 years, and I've been with it's my 4th company. My last company was shut down. My first company was shut down. And I just think like that whole time you were just here.
Yes.
With this company. Yeah, different CEOs, different ownership, different products. One company planted your flag, never gave up. And you've been through some stuff. Like people think like, oh, it's really hard. One of my friends canceled the product or canceled their order. One of my friends said no or made fun of me. You have been through so much.
Yeah.
And we're just so grateful. You paved the way for us, the Zaleckis, so many other legends that have come along. And you've been here since the very beginning. So this is why I was so excited to interview you and have you share your story to inspire us, but also share with us like what it takes and why this company is unique. So I'm so excited to have you on. I know a lot of people are just hopping on. So if you're a replay viewer, let us know what time you're watching the replay. If you're hopping on live, what's up? Smash the heart button. And by the way, because we're in this ATM group, you could share this with anyone and everyone. But have to be in the group. In order for them to see this conversation, they have to be in the group, but you can add them to this group, tag them in the comments, because I'm telling you, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be excited, and you're going to understand why we do what we do every day, because it's not about what we earn today or tomorrow. It's building that legacy income, because how many of us understand this is a willable, sellable asset? Because of these products, because they're consumable, because people use them every day, order them every month, because we're in 30 countries, 80 products, and we're continuing to evolve, you get to benefit from that. So Margie, what's up? So excited to have you on. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
I can't wait.
I love your energy. I just love your energy. And what a blessed day it was for Modere when you found your way here. You changed the game. I mean, you got to say, we all know that Modere has cracked the code.
Yes.
I mean, aspirationally, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, we wanted to create a model where more people could win. Mission accomplished. But everything changed, John, when you, Michelle, when you guys came, like you made such an impact. And so I just want to maybe start before I even tell my story of 89 years ago by saying, I am living the best days of my life. And I'm so grateful for this company, for the brand, for the products that make a difference, because, you know, you use the word legacy. And I think there's a part of us, John, every one of us, we have that feeling that not only do we want to leave a legacy for our kids, yes, this is a willable asset. Yes, this is, amazing that we can pass this on. But it's also who we become in the process of creating a legacy business and how that emanates to the world, right? Like when I started, my kids were 5, 4, and 2 years of age. I had 3. I now have 4. Guys, and they are 41, 40, 38, and 31, almost 32. And so I have, you know how Steve Jobs says, you can never connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. Can you freaking imagine the amount of data I have to connect dots with right? Like with my children and the sacrifices that I made in the beginning when this was not a build it from the palm of your hand business.
Right.
This was a belly to belly, get out there every single night business, right? Like the sacrifices that I made that I doubted and wondered, like, is this ever going to pay off? Am I ever? Is it ever going to? Am I ever going to get where I need to go? And now I got the hindsight on all of that. I got the 60,000-foot view. Not only do I have to wonder if my business was going to work, mission accomplished on that one, global impact and influence, making a difference, legacy. Like I could, when I started, barely see how I was going to make my next house payment, right? Like that was my goal. Like, let me just help get ends meeting as a single mom, junior high school music teacher. And now I see not only how my life has transformed, but how I've helped to impact. Guys, at one point, I had 500,000 people in Russia, in Eurasia, where free enterprise was a completely new concept. Wow. Can you imagine that not only did I have a lasting impact on 4 children's lives, but there breathes free enterprise in, maybe over a million plus people, because this little girl said yes 35 years ago and said yes every day after that, despite the ups and downs. And and now I look at the legacy, and like I started to say, I think everyone has that desire to leave the world a better place, better than they found it. They want something to go on when they leave this life, right? They want to have left something. And so leaving a legacy business to the kids, that's one thing. Becoming a legacy leader that has a global impact to the point that sometimes it just brings you to your knees, that you have been an instrument to impact so many people's lives. You guys, it's just like, that's what we have here.
Yes. And it really is incredible too. Like when you just said 35 years, like
holy shit, right?
It's just so incredible. And I think so many people, they get caught up in like their results after, 1 month or 1 year, and they're not where they want to be. And, 35 years later, and that's the commitment. That's the dedication that it takes. And, you're still building, I see you in India traveling and like, just literally living the dream. And I think there's a lot of people that it's hard for them to think that big. It's hard for them to imagine that. And you probably couldn't imagine that either when you first got started.
No. I just wanted to make my house payment, right? I did have huge vision and a huge sense of possibility, you guys. I think that's one of the things that, they say that there's the day you get in the business, but then there's the day the business gets in you. And they're frequently not the same day. But when you I captured it early. Like I remember debating whether I was going to go back to teaching junior high school music, sitting in a meeting and going, you know what? I can only work so many hours as a school teacher. I can only get paid so many dollars per hour as a school teacher. Like I'm stuck. I need leverage, like that concept. And I that when that gets you, it will change you. And so the whole idea of getting the business in you at this juncture, you said, I'm still going. Oh my gosh, I think the best days of our lives are ahead. I really believe the management team that just is assembling now with Nate at the helm, like this is the group that's taking us to $1 billion. For all of my years, I've been on the brink of $1 billion, a company being at $1 billion, but haven't done that. So I still have all kinds of untapped territory. And I am not going to miss this, you guys. We are changing the world right now with this model, with these products. And oh my gosh, this has become my platform to serve. And you can bet I am not missing this.
And not to put you on the spot, Margie, but you are like the product queen, right? Like you're the one that everyone looks at and wants to learn from because you have that perspective and that knowledge of product. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of Modere? Because we talk a lot about the model, the compensation, the legacy income, international potential, like all these things, but it all stems from the foundation, which is the premium products that we in-house formulate and manufacture. Can you talk a little bit about that too?
No, you're so right. And I do geek out on the science in these products. And guess what? There is science to geek out over. I see so many companies with ordinary everyday products trying to peddle that crap for way too much money. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like that sounds so hard. But yeah, I'll just say a couple of things. First of all, the fact that we manufacture, you guys, do you know that the whole idea of social retail or network marketing or direct sales is to cut out the middleman and take products directly from the manufacturer to the consumer so that it's more efficient. And because we can then help a group of our besties get to the top by consuming products, right? Cutting out the middleman. But do you realize that there's almost no other network marketing company? There's like a handful that make their own products. They are the middleman. They've become the middleman. And we truly are not the middleman because we control the quality. I mean, like I could go on and on about this, but the fact that we control every step of the process until we deliver a miracle product into your hand. And you guys, don't even get me started on the Live Clean mission. Seriously, when I started this company and they had this message about, there are toxic ingredients in your shampoo, I'm like, shut up, right? Like, please don't even try saying that negative message. Let me go sell this nail product. I'm gonna make you a millionaire, right? As I say things to our owners, I didn't buy into the whole importance of clean label. Keep in mind, this was 1989. People were barely reading food labels, and we were telling people they should read their shampoo labels. People were like, listen, I'm not dropping dead from my shampoo out. But we led the way. It does matter. When I met Dr. Epstein and I sat on his board of directors of the Cancer Prevention Coalition, we did policy affecting roundtables in Washington, D.C. I was by his side. We were seeking transparency in labeling. And he said, Modere's products are the safest in the world. Do you realize what you're doing to mitigate he says, in all of my years with the Cancer Prevention Coalition, I want to say that this company has done more. I'm sorry, I'm going to use a word I probably shouldn't, for the prevention of cancer on this planet than I have or anyone has. I mean, you guys, that's your legacy. Yeah, we talk about collagen, and I want to talk about collagen all day long. You can clear me out of my physical assets, freaking leave me that collagen, and I will be a millionaire again, right? Like, this product is insane. And you have this legacy of a Live Clean mission. It does matter what we put on our body and in our body. This is how we create vibrance till our very last breath. So yeah, I mean, I'm all about the products. I love the science. I love that we mastermind these ideas, and we bring them. We deliver an incredible miracle product to the front door of your customers, and all you have to do is experience it and share your experience. Bring them.
I love that. What would be some of the products that you would say are like the must-haves, the staples, like the ones that like there's tons of products. I'm overwhelmed. Yep. But what are the ones I got to start with? I always say it's better to be overwhelmed than underwhelmed. Like, this is all you guys sell these 3. That's it. We have 80 different products in our portfolio, and we got like 7 more in the pipeline. Like, we're always
yeah.
And product categories, new product categories. But what would be some? And I know that's a tough. There's so many different products.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff. But when I want to start someone, obviously, I ask them a lot of questions about what are their goals and what ailments and so forth are they. I'm not diagnosing anything, but what I do know is that collagen is good for everybody. It's everyday everybody product. I take the trim because I love building the lean muscle mass and the muscular density. I take the trim. I take all of the lean body system. I'm also really, really high on the phytos. You guys, if you realize what the phytos like, you got to have the phyto greens at reds. I love as well, but the greens are daily. Alkalize, nutrify, energize, detoxify. If you realize what that does, and you couldn't eat enough fresh fruits and vegetables to get the goodness that you get, the density of nutrition. So, and then the alkalizing, dis-ease cannot exist in you say it, alkaline environment, right? And so why wouldn't we seek to alkalize ourselves? If you understood Revitalize and She Legit, you would never be without that product. If you understand antioxidant, if you like, I could just go on and on and on. I take a plethora of these, and I'm such a believer. I've seen the results. I mean, I love the Go. I love the I mean, if you were to look in my cupboards, you would see I use absolutely everything.
I
And the
love it.
skincare. What? The
And, you
skincare.
know, it's funny. One of my favorite products is the moisturizer. I used to be
Oh,
like,
I love it.
moisturizer. Like, come on, I'm a guy. I'm not gonna. And now it's like I put on every morning, every night. Love that
Yeah,
stuff. Smells
yeah,
good. The orange, like,
yeah.
it's
I love
yeah,
it too.
it's
Yeah,
the bomb. It's the
yeah.
bomb. I love that. And then, what would you tell someone that's like, look, I love it. I want to be a part of it. I see the potential, but I got kids. I got this. I got that. Like, how do I
Yeah.
grow this? And like, what are you seeing that people are doing, or what you feel they need to do to become a leader and a top performer?
A legacy leader. So, first of all, I would say you got to make a commitment to personal development. I want to say that almost since the age of 10 or 11, I have never missed a day of pouring good things into my mind and my
Mhm.
heart, because I want to be a wellspring, uh, able to offer and help and support. And I got to constantly be growing myself, my knowledge, and all of that. There's a Wallace Wattles wrote a book called The Science of Getting Rich, and he has a principle called the principle of increase. And the bottom line is that every person who crosses your path, you leave them with a feeling of increase. They are better, whether it's a smile, a word of encouragement, right? And I feel like with personal development, first of all, it enables you to be calm in the eye of the storm, because you know what you know, what you know, right? And so ain't nobody can shake you. So there's that, but also it does enable you to give. So personal development, planting your flag is huge, absolutely huge. You can't build confidence in somebody if you're bouncing around like, oh, what's she doing today? What's he selling? What's he peddling now? Right?
Mm,
Like, I planted this flag 35 years ago, and it's still planted, and it will be planted. And that gives tremendous credibility. People trust you, that you really have the tenacity and the mental toughness. So the consistency is super important. You got to have grit. You got to have determination. You got to have resilience, one of my favorite words in the English language. And when I say resilience, I don't just mean the ability to bounce back fast. I actually mean the ability to find in every challenge, in your darkest moment, find the gift. I challenge you to try that, because there's no situation so dark and so challenging that you can't find the gift. And then sometimes in retrospect, the gift is all you see. From the toughest shit, you look back and go, oh my gosh, we were on track all the time.
mm.
Everything that was supposed to be happening was happening. So it's seeing the divinity, a mental toughness, the glass, be a glass half full, putting blinders on. Listen, this is your dream. We're changing the world here. We've cracked the code. Ain't finding this anywhere else. It doesn't exist. This product lineup, this compensation plan, this company, the culture, the teams, the systems and the tools that enable you to do a turnkey business, and anybody can do it. Like, you start adding all this stuff up, and nobody's got what we've got, but the variable is you. How badly do you want it? How big can you see it? I remember Dawn, I remember having so much mommy guilt. So I'm going to speak to the moms right now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like, oh, mom, you're always on your phone. Of course, it wasn't this. It was a landline or a giant Motorola brick, right? Holding that. Can you remember that cell phone? That was back in the day. But mom, you're always on the phone. Mom, you're always on the phone. This would be my kids, right? Nagging at me, pulling on my mommy guilt strings. And yet one day, you're always on the phone. Like, anyway, one day I overhear my daughter, who's now 40, and her friend goes, your mom is always on the phone. And my daughter responded, listen how they defend you, right? My daughter responded, yeah, but she makes more money than most daddies. Now,
That's awesome.
this little 40-year-old has established a nationwide events business. She's an entrepreneur. Guys, they were watching. She made more money than her dad or her husband. I mean, I'm sorry to say, last year, and it's not about money. It's about a mindset of possibility and that you deserve it, right? It's seeing it modeled, which is the best gift you can give your kids, to have them become possibilities thinkers. When a problem comes, they're solution oriented. They don't get down. They're not victims. They look in the mirror where they take full responsibility for everything. You model those skills to your children and the people around you. That is legacy. And wait to see how it blossoms. I'm looking now at soon to be 12 grandkids.
Oh my gosh. I was going to ask, how many do you have now? A dozen?
A dozen in October. And the one being born in October, John, you know, I lost my mom, which is definitely zings things into perspective when something like that happens. This little baby girl who's being born in October is going to be called Chloe K. My mom is K. And so, but the oldest is 7. But the reason I'm even telling you this is I watch who they are and how they think. And guess what? You know, some of it had to do with this little girl 35 years ago who captured a vision of what was possible, who said yes in that day and made a whatever it takes decision, who planted her flag and stayed. This is a stay story, guys. This isn't I bounced around and finally found nothing story. I didn't have to get right, like wherever you are, wherever you go, there you are. Yeah, this is a stay story.
Well, you have such a passion for it and you're so inspiring. And I think so many people, you know, they want what you have. They want the lifestyle, the freedom. And, you know, it is funny because back then, like you said, I mean, you had to work the phones and you had to go physically meet with people.
Right.
We eliminated a lot of that. A lot of it's not necessary today. So you could have the income that surpasses your husband or, you know, the other dads out there. But at the same time, build something where God forbid something happens. You know, I love, it's a tragic story, but it's such an inspiring story how Tony Zalecki's sister, unfortunately, sadly passed away 15 months ago. But because she started in this business just a couple years ago, just a handful of years ago, she finally came on board. She was able to build something that in May, that business, 15 months after she passed, that team she built before she left, she created a business that 15 months later hit elite, which means her teenage son, 19-year-old son, hit elite. Like he got to take over that business. And that's what I think keeps you in the game, keeps me in the game. Like we're not just like working, we're building something, we're building an empire and we're making a difference. And it is amazing that like you can literally have a business in different cities, states, countries, and even continents and build an income. You know, I think it's is it Warren Buffett? Somebody has the quote that like, you're not truly wealthy until you make money in your sleep. And that's what's possible.
That's it.
That's it. But you start off the extra money, the supplement.
Yes, of course you do. And you start off with the feeling that you're 3 steps forward, 5 steps back, 3 steps forward. Like I remember thinking, analogizing those early days to like trying to go up a down escalator. It's like, this is how it feels for a little while, but then eventually it kicks in and you could drop off the face of the earth. Not that you'd want to, but you could drop off the face of the earth and you could not stop what you've started. Because when you go to sleep at night, someone in India or Europe or Australia wakes up with a dream in their heart that has nothing to do with you. It's their dream. They found the vehicle. They're going after it. You couldn't stop it if you wanted to. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is so exciting. And I was just talking to Nate. You mentioned Nate, how he like came on board. And
love him.
President. I was talking to him the other day, and he's talking about like how close they are to launching, you know, some new programs, some major enhancements. We got the new app that came out, the website enhancements. You know, they're coming out with some new pay options. They opened up Poland. They're looking at Dubai very soon, Mexico. Like it's just, there's so much. But I'd like to ask you, like, what what are you most excited about? Like, what are some of the things that you see that you, not just maybe in Modere, but also in the profession, in the world? Like, what is some of the things that's got your attention that you're excited about, painting the future for what's to come?
What's possible? Well, when you consider that we're in something called the gig revolution, and everybody is looking for a side gig like never before, and we kind of have the ultimate side gig. Literally, with that dual-sided compensation plan, we accomplished exactly what we were wanting to. We made a model where more people could win. We lowered the bar. We made some of that money low-hanging fruit. And even though I am not a huge seller, promoter, I'm so grateful for this compensation plan because I can look my neighbor in the eye and tell her you can win here. So the fact that everybody's looking for a side gig, that's absolutely huge. I really believe, I know we feel the same about Nate and the team that he's assembling. John, this is the guy that takes us to $1 billion.
Yes.
He's got the mindset. The profession is ready, and we're going to keep building this. Watch how people come in droves. I've never observed this dynamic with any other company, and that is way often somebody gets the grass is greener kind of complex going on in their mind. They bounce, they come back. And they know that they can't replicate what we have here, right?
Yep.
So I'm really excited about the product direction. I'm super grateful for the genius of Greg Horn and what he's bringing to bear. I'm grateful that Nate is so open to product development. You guys, like, he can sit in a product development meeting and be gripped for hours because he has the mind that understands products and what to bring to market. I mean, the fact, I know this sounds silly too, but the fact that he's in there now analyzing every contract, right? We have contracts with our manufacturers. These haven't been reviewed in a minute, and he's going in and negotiating. So he's getting costs down. I mean, he's just smart. He understands every piece of the supply chain. He sees Modere. He sees $1 billion company. I'm buying into that vision. I do too. So, I mean, just every piece of it, the company, the products, the enhancements that are coming, all of it. I'm so excited, but I also feel this, a market readiness. And some of my greatest experiences been building in the international markets. I absolutely love the Indian people. I absolutely love going to, I remember the first time walking down the street in Mexico and just like holding hands with guys and girls and thinking, this is my heart. These are my people. I mean, just to think about what awaits us as we go there to change lives. And as we embrace and these cultures impact who we are and who we become and further impact the legacy that we leave. I mean, there is no stopping this. This is a company of destiny. And with or without any of us, this company will continue to become the most influential, most contagious, viral brand on the market. Bar none. Nothing can stop this.
Yeah, I was just in Portugal for the European escape trip last month, and just hanging out with all these, Dutch and French and just all these people from all over UK and Iceland, Spain, and they just love this company. They love the energy, the model, the products. The corporate team is so much fun. It's so like it's hard to explain it to experience. Like you said, you go to India, you go to like a Modere meeting in another country on another continent, and you're like, wow. It's like just as awesome. It's totally different, but like just as awesome in this other country. They even have like different products, and it's just the coolest, most amazing experience. And it just makes you so grateful for, what's been created, knowing that there's this, again, the path that you and many others over the last 35 years have paved the way for the rest of us. It's like we drive on the road every day and we don't think that, like, at one point roads didn't exist. There was maybe dirt roads, but like there was no cars. It's just crazy. But now we just take it for granted, right? All these little things like social media, like our technology, our smartphone, the fact that the company is doing all this back end enhancement. We don't do any of that. We don't have to, we
Yes.
literally pay the same $50 per year that we paid years ago, but the company is investing. The company is enhancing. The
Millions.
company is bringing out new products and opening new markets. And if you guys really want to think big, start talking to people that are from different countries, that speak
Yep.
different languages. Like, you could be the pioneer for an entire continent, an entire country, an entire market, because you just are at the right place at the right time, and you get a
Yes.
little lucky. You know,
Yes.
they always say the harder
Yes.
you work, the luckier you
Luckier you get.
That's it.
Yeah, amen to that. You know, the one last thing I want to mention is that, you know, you as I have spoken to literally thousands upon thousands and thousands of people, asking them what their why is. Why are you saying yes right now? What do you want? What really drives you? And helping them elicit that why. And when it really comes down to it, it is to leave a legacy. It really is. That's what it comes down to. I want to make a difference. And I remember once years ago, my dad was in Amway, and so I was listening to the some of those Amway tapes, right? Like, I didn't want to do the business for sure at that moment, but I was listening to those tapes, and I remember hearing, I think it was Dave Severn, say, "You know what's cool? It's cool not to have to look at your checkbook to put braces on your kids' teeth.
Mm.
But what about putting braces on the neighbor's kids' teeth?" And
Mm.
something about that statement stuck in my mind. I was young, I was in my 20s, just barely started having children myself. And that something stuck in my mind about that. Of course, I didn't think about it again, John, for years and years.
Right.
And my kids are in junior high school, junior high school and high school. And one day my son brings a friend home. He has a sleepover. Well, for some reason, he never went home. He just started sleeping over. I'm like, does he have a mom? Like, shouldn't somebody be like knowing who I am? Anyway, eventually this kid just lived with us, and I bought his clothes. I went up for his parent teacher conferences. And it wasn't until I put braces on his teeth
Hmm.
I realized all these years later, a dream I planted to help someone. Like, and just that pay it forward thing. So yes, George Boulos had braces on his teeth, and he wasn't my kid. Like,
Aw.
just the difference you're able to make without a blink of an eye. And I think of the women, you know, that Sweet Michelle and Lauren and I would do this Women United for Change thing. And you guys, do you know that to date we've helped like 50,000 women and raised like $2.5 million? Like, just because
Wow.
three of us came together with a dream and a vision and a goal, and then people start adding their energy, and you know, we're just a conduit. And that's what we are here, you guys.
Mm.
We're just a messenger.
Yep.
So get out of your head about rejection or anything. You are the Moder freaking Santa Claus. You have the gift. Hold your head high. Throw your shoulders back. Know what you've got and stand in that power and purpose. In the eye of the storm, in the winds, just stand in that purpose and watch where you are a year, 2, 3, 5 years from now.
Mm.
You'll kneel to the person that you'll become if you'll plant your flag and stay. Be proud of what we have, you guys. We've got it. We've cracked the code. We got the deal.
That's it. That's it. I love it. You're the best. Margie, we appreciate you so much. Y'all, make sure that Margie know how much you appreciate her. Smash that hard button. Tag your teammates. If it's in the ATM groups, I know we're live in a couple groups, but inside the ATM group, you can tag anybody that's interested in learning, like, what is a legacy income? What is this potentially long-term for me and my family? And like you said, you got to dig deep sometimes, because there is rejection. There is skepticism. There are people that, you know, they say all the right things and they do a whole lot of nothing. You know, I know everybody. Nobody knows them. You know, I'm going to build this to the tippity top, and the aliens abduct them a week later. You just have to go. You just keep going and keep growing along the way, because you're either winning or you're learning. There's no losing. The only failures are quitters. I've never met like a Moder failure. I've only met Moder quitters. So you keep going, you stay committed, you stay the course, and you just have to be honest with yourself. And like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to commit? And this is, by the way, in anything. You want to be successful at anything, you have to commit. You have to sacrifice. You have to be disciplined. You have to develop the habits, the confidence, the skills. But that's what we're here for. You have the mentors, you have the community, you have the support, you have people that you can model their behavior, you can follow them, learn from them. So you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be, documented. We're documented. We're the expert. You get to plug in with all of us. That's the beauty. In fact, those of you that are really serious, make sure you're at the Fall Social Marketing Summit. Yeah. I think we're going to have one in Calgary, Toronto, Vegas, and Orlando in September. And if you're in Europe, they have their own events coming up in the UK and Prague and all these different markets. I think they have one coming up in Poland. They have one coming. Anyway, different markets have different events. Australia, Japan, India. There are events around the world for you to plug into, in addition to virtual trainings just like this. So Margie, again, thank you. You are the bomb.com, and I can't wait to see you very soon. You're the best. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Eddie. Bye.